Hi everyone, my name is Anisha Matthews. I am the counselor with the Student Wellness Center in IIT Bombay.
Hello, I'm Anjali Bhatia, counselor at the Student Wellness Center, IIT Bombay. Today, we are both here to talk about the concerns many of you are facing of balancing academics with other commitments. And we hope that today's conversation will be of some help to many of you in dealing with those. Anisha, you have been having a rather cramped time in the lockdown because you have been living in a rather small space. And added to that, there are now other restrictions. So, how has the experience been and how have you managed?
I have to accept that initially it was very difficult for me, considering the number of people and the amount of space that I have. But now that I have had around 6 to 8 months to think about and live through that reality, I have come to accept that nobody is going to give me the solutions on a platter. I have to look around me. I have to create my own solutions. I have to create my own alternatives, and they might not be same for everybody. You know, one of the major issues that I faced was of space, especially working from home, which I'm pretty sure a lot of students out there are also facing. What helps is to understand that you have to create your own space, you know, a space which will have to be negotiated with your family routines, with the comings and goings of the people, and somewhere realize that this is the reality. You know, what helped me a lot was shifting the focus from what are the problems in my life to how can I get through with the problems, how can I find my own solutions, because that is what I have to do. Having said that, Anjali, you have faced a different kind of a reality, you know, living alone in a home for all these 8 months. How has that been for you?
Yes, Anisha, because I have not been able to meet my family through this pandemic because of travel and other restrictions. Uh, there has been some emotional turmoil, which I think was inevitable. At the same time, there have also been some practical problems. You know, all of us have been having to manage without household help or have some difficulties in procuring supplies. Yet, initially, it was smoother for me to slip into the lockdown routine, and the turmoil and other complexities emerged later on. To which I would say that perhaps this was an opportunity given to me and probably to everybody else for some introspection. Because if my emotional reactions, if the way I believe and react towards certain situations is not very functional, that gives me an opportunity to re examine some of the long standing patterns and even relationships and friendships in my life. And if there are any changes that need to be made, I mean, what other time than the present? So I think, regardless of whatever the outer conditions may be, once we realize that this is our inner reality, which is more under our control than the external, that's when we start to feel more comfortable. Talking of external reality, the situation in the campus is also now going to be changing with so many students returning. So, have you been talking to them, Anisha, and getting a feel of what they might be expecting or how excited they are?
Yes, I have been talking to few of my students, and let me tell you one common theme is that there is a huge expectation of coming back to campus and returning to the so called old life, the campus life pre COVID. But let me just give a glimpse of the reality that COVID is everywhere, you know, and our campus is not a separate place from the world. So there are going to be restrictions, there are going to be precautions, there is going to be, you know, limitations which you will have to follow. And life inside the campus is not exactly the way that you have left it when you went from here. We have to accept the realities of probably reduced social support, of having to go to labs and working in a scheduled or in a rotation basis. And these are the factors which are something which a lot of students have not taken into account before coming back to campus. So one thing which I would really like to tell across to the student is that please be very careful and be very thoughtful in deciding that what is the best place for you to be right now. I accept that academics are very important and a lot of you have a lot of plans. But whether it is the best depending on what your needs are, what your circumstances are, to be at home or to be at a campus, that's a decision you have to take and take it very, very seriously. What do you think about it, Anjali?
Anisha, I would partially agree with you. The ones who are coming back to campus definitely need to make a balanced decision. But those who are coming back, regardless of the restrictions, they do at least have a hostel room to operate out of and the other lab and other facilities. But for those who are at home, they may be having certain set of other peculiar concerns. For instance, limited space which they have to navigate with other family members, or lack of access to internet connectivity, for instance. So there are practical problems as well as other personal problems, as well as deadlines to meet. And alongside the academic deadlines, people also have certain personal and professional goals, which may be different for different groups of students. For instance, there may be some who have taken a time off from work to complete their qualifications or enhance their qualifications and getting back into the groove of studies. Plus, added to that now is the pandemic situation. Or there are those who are already having to juggle family and other responsibilities. So, what perhaps might work for some, maybe not for all, would be to take a staggered approach or go step by step. For instance, if you are at a critical stage of your research, maybe it may not be a best time to also start preparing for a competitive exam as you had originally planned, because those plans were made at a time when these other external factors were not in play. Or, for instance, if you are prioritizing your personal commitments, set your boundaries of how much responsibility you are taking for your own emotions and behavior, and to what extent you are really supposed to be taking responsibility for the reactions of others. And that gives you a lot of clarity about how to proceed. But I know it is not as simple as all of that, Anisha, and I think you are wanting to add something to it.
I think that there's a fine balance which we need to start thinking about, that whether we have to take a multitasking approach or a step by step, phase wise approach. It's going to be a daily decision, that today I'm going to juggle two or three things, whether it is academics, whether it is family, whether it is social interactions, or is today going to be one of those days where I'm going to focus only on one aspect of my life. And that will help you move forward in a much more controlled, or rather seemingly controlled manner. When I talk about balance, there is another domain which I remember requires a lot of balance, and that is financial situations. A lot of students out there must be struggling through finances or struggling to manage their finances. What helped me might also help you, is to figure out what are your wants and what are the needs. Anjali, living in campus, we start to take a lot of things for granted. So differentiating between the necessities and the luxuries. You know, uh, Giving up on the pressure of maintaining a particular social standard. This might also come in true for students who are coming back. When you're back in campus or whether you are at home, this social pressure of maintaining a status, just moving out of it and focusing on what I like to think of as long term investments as opposed to maybe short term or instant living. That is the key to ensuring that finances are under control. What do you think?
You hit the nail on the head when you talked about instant fixes or short term living. Um, there are people, I'm sorry, but they need to hear this, that there is something called age appropriate responses. There are things that the current situation and your long standing situation has already put before you, which is your grounding. And those responsibilities have to be met sooner rather than later. And there is no time now where you can hide, whether it be about being more conscientious with regard to academic planning and proceeding in a systematic manner with your academics, or taking some much needed decisions in your personal life, or by budgeting your finances and ensuring that your spending is kept in check. All of these would show responses that reflect a certain amount of maturity and that you are ready to face the challenges head on instead of asking for concessions from your surrounding environment or the people around you. Because to be honest, even if people grant you these concessions, they are not doing you a favor. Rather, you will be doing yourself a favor by taking charge of your own life. But having said that, some of you needed to hear this, and some of you have already been working on yourselves for a while, and by now you are exhausted. To you, I would say, if there is an opportunity to reconnect your past achievements or to celebrate all that you have become so far with the present and the future, please do not pass up this opportunity. Some of my students have been falling into the trap of thinking that, okay, so far whatever I have achieved before I came to the institute, that was all fine. But recently I have not been able to make any big achievement, and added to that, because of the pandemic, my progress has been further stumped. So, I really need to come up with some kind of a big sign to show that I really deserve to be here. I think your achievements, your abilities, the skills you have acquired till now, your coping skills as well, and your actual qualifications and knowledge, no one can take that away from you. So celebrate those and be proud of those. And if there are people in your life who encourage you, who empower you, rather than being constantly critical of you, this is the time to reconnect with those people and draw from that positivity, because you're going to need that for the upcoming struggles. So I think, Anisha, my takeaway from this conversation would be that the extent to which you take personal responsibility for your challenges is very important, and at the same time, drawing boundaries and reaching out for support from the right resources are equally important. How would you like to add to this?
I keep hearing about adapting to the new normal, and the only way to do that is to look within and to look around you. I completely agree with you, Anjali, where you say that your skills, your personality, your abilities, whether your relationships, the encouraging ones, your struggles, your victories, all these are your personal capital. And it is on the basis of this capital that you're going to build whatever is there in the future. You mentioned, struggling and exhausted students. To them, what I would like to say is that have faith. Believe in yourself and believe that this is the time which is for preparation. A preparation by either acquiring new skills or sharpening the skills that you already have. It doesn't matter whether they are personal or professional, but it is this preparation which is going to give you the courage and the confidence to face whatever is out there in the future. These days of gloom and doom are eventually going to turn into something which is a light at the end of the tunnel. All we have to do is to ensure that we keep moving forward one step at a time and just go ahead with a lot of positive thought in our mind. I think that's where I would like to end my message to them. What about you, Anjali?
We really hope that this
This
conversation has given some pointers to be able to cope better with this quite difficult situation. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you.